Hey, Munchkin. So, what I wanted to tell you today, first of all, I'm still a little bit sick, just the cough part. But I'm back in the land of the living at work. Um, so, just want you to know that the life of a believer does not mean that you are going to be a perfect person. People are going to expect things from you when you say that you follow God. First of all, the world wants you to be with them. They want you to do the things they do. They want to be able to say God, but not live like God wants them to live, or live like we love God. Because basically being a believer is just living like you love God. Making your choices reflect that love for him, to get you, closer to him and in a relationship. Just like in any relationship that you're going to be in your life. You want to put forth the effort, the time, the energy to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward in that relationship and trying to do, just be like, the person expects you to be. So, and that's maybe the wrong wording for it. But anyway, as a believer, what people are going to think that you're perfect. But that's actually going to be their perception that they're putting off on you. So don't think that because you become a follower of Christ that you are now in some way supposed to be this perfect person. No, Christ didn't come to heal the healthy. He came to heal the sick. So the first thing in being a believer is you want to admit that you're sick, and you want to admit that you're sick every day. You're not going to start following Christ and all of a sudden change into this brand new thing that everything that you were is just gone. That's not how it happens. But what does happen is you start to make choices different than your old self that basically to me personally, the choices make me feel better. They're not always easy, but they always come out, I always come out victorious. That is absolutely true. So people, when you say you're a Christian, will want to put you on this pedestal. As soon as you do something that they feel like is unchristlike, they want to point the finger at you. Oh, I knew it. But that's not really what it's all about. People who do that don't understand what being a Christian is. Being a Christian does not in any way, shape, or form mean that you are now perfect. It just means that you acknowledge your Father in heaven, and you acknowledge whom you are trying to live for, and you acknowledge why you do everything that you do, which is what your grandma does. I acknowledge the Lord. Everything that I do is to be pleasing to him. Not that I'm successful at that any day. I mean, I may have one day, but not that I'm 100% successful at that any day. I'm quite sure that every single day I do something that is not pleasing to my Father in heaven. But he understands, and I'm able to talk to him, and he knows my heart, and he knows what I want to do. And that does not mean that you can do whatever you want to and say, oh, well, God knows my heart. No, it means behaving in a manner that shows God that you are making an effort. He doesn't need you to. You don't have to. But it's just something that you want to do when you become a believer. So don't let the world confuse you and make you think that because you're a believer, you have to follow all these strict rules and you have to do all these things and it has to be this in order to be a Christian. That's not the truth. Being a Christian, you're still human. Very much so. Very much so. The trials come at you even worse. And you just have to learn to, like me, I had anger issues, or I used to have a temper. So I've learned to, instead of letting my temper take control, making a better choice for the Lord. And for me, having a bad temper is not something that's going to make you productive in the world, So, and also not letting everything get under your skin. And I sometimes still do that at work and things like that, especially when it comes to other people not doing what the rules say, not the Christian rules, but like work rules or whatever. Don't let that kind of stuff get you caught up. That's, don't worry about that kind of stuff. Anyway, I love you, and I will talk to you again soon.